What's going on, guys? My name is Gun, and today I'm going to be talking about the new content drop for Helldivers 2, The Escalation of Freedom. Yes, I know I'm a little late. It's been a day already, almost two. But I kind of want to do a breakdown of this, and I've just been busy at work, honestly. Okay, so I am going to be talking about all the content that they are going to release, such as the new game modes, new objectives, new enemies, and potentially new weapons. And also the surprise that they're talking about towards the end of the video. I think I know what it is already. The first thing is this grinder right here. And I have talked about this before on the channel, so it's actually pretty exciting to see. I just think it's pretty menacing seeing all those dead bodies piled up, and it seems like the automatons are using that, like I talked about in one of my older videos, to grind up humans. They could be making more versions of the meat saws, since meat saws, based off of the lore, are humans, so they're recycling us pretty much. It could be more production for more advanced meat saws with jetpacks, like I was speculating before. So the first enemy you'll see here is a advanced strider, it seems. I really hope the back end isn't armored as well, but I think that'd just be a little bit too overpowered. So I was already frustrated with the Devastator, rocket Devastators, and they're just like, all right, you want to be ragdolled more? Here you go. But I like the design of it. I think it's pretty cool. Just, I hope they reduce the radius of the explosion for you being ragdolled all the time, or maybe give us more armor, because this is just, there's a lot of stuff you'll see throughout this. So, all right, we'll continue. Okay, so next is the Impaler. So, as you can see, this thing dwarfs the Charger, since that's a good reference point. This guy is a lot bigger. I'd say probably 2 times the size, but I was reading the Helldivers 1 wiki. On that game, you could actually shoot off one of the tentacles with one shot of a recoilless rifle. Hopefully it's around three shots with the autocannon, but I will do 100% testing with all weapons just to see what works and what doesn't. I fucking love how this Impaler looks. The tentacles also remind me of Ratchet and Clank. I don't know why. Just has that. I guess the tentacles, when they slam down, they remind me of that. So finally, they show the Spore Charger. So the Spore Charger, again, I've talked about it in my previous videos, and it's exciting that it's actually finally coming. So it seems like all the fog that you see is because of the Spore Charger. It's worse than the Spore trees, so it is going to be a lot more difficult, and they do say they will kind of surprise you by coming out of the fog and trying to hit you. So one thing for the Spore Charger that I was hoping for was it would actually spit out or probably shoot down a poisonous cloud underbelly as like an additional attack, just to have more variety, but apparently it doesn't. The only thing that it does have is that thick fog, which is exciting in a way just because it could surprise you. But if you have a lot of stalkers after you, like, what's the point of having the fog if you can't even see stalkers, right? You're just gonna have both of them, just fucking the fog and the invisible stalker. It's just that sounds like hell. So the next one they show is the tank artillery. So I'm a little bit more relieved. I know you guys are probably rolling your eyes right now, but the reason I'm saying that is because I honestly thought the artillery tank was gonna shoot multiple, like a volley of missiles, like really fast. So I'm very excited it didn't do that. Kind of like how the airships, how they shoot their little volley of rockets, but all of them, like all at a time, right? I get it, that is fucking overkill, but so these guys are kind of just like how the bile spewers are in a way. They shoot your artillery, so it's very similar. But I think it looks nice, pretty cool addition. Although it's gonna be, the only thing is I just hope the targeting for this thing isn't, it could see you and you're like 80 feet away and its back is turned against you, but then one automaton that's like 2 feet from you see you, and everybody's, you know what I'm saying, everybody's alerted and it just starts shooting at you, and it's just like, what the fuck. So they're actually bringing back the Alpha Brood Commander. So Nicholas, the design director, actually says that it will call in more deadly enemies. I think they're going to be like a enraged version of a Terminid, probably a lot of warriors that are enraged. As you can see how they have the little spikes on their back, they're definitely going to be a lot more enraged and probably faster and stronger. Yeah, we're going to have to get better. We're going to have to get a lot better. Next, they mentioned the level 10 difficulty that's coming, and you'll have to pick your fights just because if you and your team try to fight every single enemy on the map, it'll be a tough and hard time for you. I guarantee it is possible. You guys will probably have to cycle through your stratagems and strategically use them. So it seems like this level 10 is going to be actually push the limit to an actual endgame. Not only that, they also talked about how there is going to be the new super sample, and you could only get it at level 10, and you could get unique rewards. He talks about it right here, where it shows him holding the skull. So to me, I actually believe that Automaton skull that he is holding is going to be a new super sample that you have to collect, or maybe it could be an objective that you're trying to do. They added the dark swamp just because it has like a horror theme to it in a way. They do say it's a creepy vibe, so Dead Space would have been perfect here, guys. Dead Space would have been perfect. Maybe. But one of the other things that people were speculating on is the weapon on this guy's back. They're saying that it is a collapsible AMR, but it doesn't really look like that. I don't think they show any new weapons in this trailer. Although it does kind of look like a new weapon. I'm not 100% sure, but you guys could be the judge. I don't think that's a collapsible AMR. And then finally, you'll see the little larva, which I'm happy that it's actually shown for once. I was wondering what it was going to be and when you'll actually use it. So it's actually a little exciting. I knew it was going to be an objective base that you had to take the little guy somewhere. And some people are speculating it's a hive god that you'll create. I don't know. It sounds pretty crazy to me. So it's a cool little risk that you'll have to take and be aware of when you're running with it. Okay, so lastly, they do show these troopers with their jetpacks, but they have like machine guns, so I think they could be a new enemy of Automaton as well. Or I think they're called the Marauders, but with jetpacks. So they have the machine guns. Yeah, that just sounds terrible to me. I'm already fucking tired of having so many of them. So as you can see when you pause it here, at the top left, you'll actually see the Automaton chips, and the only time we saw those in Helldivers 1, you actually see those ships when you're attacking Cyberstan. It's the more advanced automatons, and that is pretty insane. I think during this, maybe a couple of major orders, possibly the last one, will actually be able to go to Cyberstan. So that is very exciting to me. Also, one of the other things that I think the surprise that we're saying is definitely going to have to be the rover, the vehicle you could drive around, because if you think about it, all the new enemies added, artillery tanks, the walking striders with the missiles on them, the Impaler, the new charger, like there's just a lot of new enemies that are going to make it so hard to just run on ground or even using a jetpack. It almost seems like it'll be impossible in a way to get away from any of these enemies. So interesting thing is, so this guy actually asked recon vehicle with this update, and he says here, would be sick and provided a way to still run from impellers as well as facilitate the new extract with thing mission type. So that being like the little bug guy, or maybe even the automaton head that he was holding in the video. So you can see the content is blocked by this server from server moderators. So it's a little weird that they blocked this and disabled, because they probably didn't want it to get popular and see people being extremely excited. Or maybe it could just be that it is cut content and they don't want people to really hype people up about it. So it could be either way, right? But in my opinion, it seems like the perfect time to drop the recon vehicle, just because it's been a long time since that has been leaked. I remember talking about that like 3 or 4 months ago. It's been a while, and we honestly need something like that so we can maneuver around way faster, especially on level 10. It's gonna be so much more difficult. Alright guys, well, on the second week of August, there's going to be the new Warbond. I wanted to do a giveaway, so I'm going to probably start doing that probably in August. So just stay tuned for that video when I post it. So just stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to figure out a way how to actually get you guys the code, because I had difficulty last time, and I couldn't figure out a proper way to get you guys the code without it being sketchy, I guess. Alright guys, well, that's all I got for you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out, and stay safe out there.